Do y'all remember in Matthew 26, where Jesus is in the garden and the chief priests come and they trying to take him away to be crucified? And Peter pull out his sword and chop off one of their ear. And Jesus said to Peter, "Hey man, put away your sword. Do you not know that I can pray right now and God will send 12 legions of angels to come and rescue me? But then how would the scriptures be fulfilled?" You see, Jesus was so submitted to the will of the Father that even if he had the ability to change an uncomfortable situation, he refused to if it went against God's will. One of the biggest issues that we have, I'm talking about all of us, is that we desire deliverance more than we desire endurance. But when you read the entire narrative, especially of the New Testament, God is calling us to endurance way more than he calls us to deliverance. Now, I already know it's going to be some people don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that God doesn't deliver. What I'm saying is that he calls us to endurance more than deliverance. And this is the issue. This is one of the biggest issues with the prosperity gospel, right? Because when you preach to people a God that is just trying to be their superhero and immediately save them from any and every uncomfortable situation that they in, but then they live out this Christian life and they realize that that's not the case, it start messing with their mind. And a lot of people are what's the word? A lot of people are mad at God or walk away from the faith because they feel like God has failed them when in reality, it's not that God has failed you, it's that he's called you to endurance, but because you were seeking deliverance, you looked at it as he didn't do what he was supposed to do. But when I read scriptures like James say, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you go through trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its full effect so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." So it's this idea in which, like even Jesus said it, "In this world you will go through troubles, but take heed because I've overcame the world." But how do we endure? Because I don't want us to get discouraged. Endurance is not something that you do in your own strength. Endurance is not something that you do with your own willpower. Hebrews 12 tell us, "Therefore, since we have such a great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely to us." Listen to this. He said, "And let us run with endurance the race set before us." How do we do that? Tell us in the very next verse. "By keeping our eyes on Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith." So even your ability to endure is not tied to your own strength. Your ability to endure is tied to your ability to keep your eyes on Jesus and lean on him and allow him to be your strength and your weaknesses.